Yes, yes, yes! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of It's Not That Deep, Bro! And we are back. Episode 46. 46, motherfuckers. We are putting this on the roll again. Today, we also have another special episode. This is one of our
an old friend.
very old friend.
And icon.
She's a multi-talented lady.
That's
you know,
right.
she's
It's Lirielle. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
a long time no see.
I'm very happy now. I just listened to the special Diverge.
We
track.
listened to
An old school.
it was a flash from the past.
That's right.
Martin's lost rap career.
I think we
like-
should bring it
Lost
back.
yet. It's not lost yet.
That's
Yeah,
like
there's always time.
That's a secret, like
We still got plenty of time.
that's like an Easter egg for the fans to find that song
You
somewhere.
have to put it
I couldn't
somewhere
even
where it's
find
so
it, though.
discreet.
I couldn't find it if I tried. I don't think anyone will be able to find it.
Do you see?
You could barely. You couldn't even find it on your own
Yeah.
computer.
I
You
struggled.
need to make it like a game. They have to go to like a website. It has a link that has like a fucking page that you have to follow.
It's a full
Oh my god.
virtual reality game, and the prize is your music.
BMCP by
Let's make that
Diverge.
happen.
Watch
Make
this
that happen.
space. So, the film that we're going to watch today,
This is a very special episode.
Lirielle has kind of brought with her. She's
That's right.
normally we randomly select a film from our collection, but I kind of saw that you'd seen this film.
I love this film. It's an adaptation of a musical, which is my all-time favorite musical ever.
What's it an adaptation of?
It's an adaptation of In the Heights,
Ah.
which was by Lin-Manuel Miranda
Oh, wow.
before he made Hamilton. This is like an old school play that
an
he
old school
did.
play.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the
Martin hates
reason
musicals.
the reason that I kind of reached out to Lirielle was because I looked into this film and I saw some other people talking about it, and it's about a guy that grows up in the Dominican Republic,
Mm.
Right.
which is where you're from.
Yes.
So I thought, combine that with your hatred for musicals, Martin's going to have so much to say about this film.
Oh my god. I was like, I heard that it was a music. I was like, oh no.
No, there's only one or two
Oh.
songs. Yeah, there's only one or two songs.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah,
I can
11 or 12.
We have overcome
One or
bigger
two dozen.
hurdles.
Yeah. just one or two dozen.
We've
Yeah, one or two
overcome bigger hurdles than this.
Yeah, it's whatever. You know what? I'm just ready for it. It's fine. I'll
Normally,
put myself in there. I'll watch it.
normally we'd fire up the Randy Master right now to randomly select a film, but as the film has been brought in for us, I think maybe that we should do a 5-0 countdown out of this part of the episode
What do you mean? What into like?
into the theme tune.
No,
Come on, everyone. Here we go.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm not into it. Fuck.
It's not that deep, It's not that
I'm sick of this shit.
I saw you
What?
bobbing your head. You were like
Bobbing my
smiling and
head.
bobbing your head.
I was moving my whole self because I was just like, I need
Yeah,
to.
you're jiving.
No.
Okay, let's have some. Let's have some. In the Heights. We're back, people.
From watching. In
2.5
the Heights.
hours later.
Yeah.
2021. John M. Chow.
2021.
Chu.
I think it's Chew.
Chu.
What? Chow Chi Chu.
It's
What?
Jesus Christ, man! It's 2021. Yeah, it came out this year.
Martin.
I don't. Well, I didn't hear what. the
It
actual
came
name
out
was.
on the
John
11th of June.
What?
John Chu.
Well, we're gonna get like a real name because I
Right.
just keep saying
John
it.
M. Chu,
John M. Chu.
director.
John M. Chu.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's his name, and that film
Don't wear it out.
was called In the Heights. So, being as Lirielle's seen this film,
Mm.
No.
Indeed.
She still needs to give out her first impressions when you first watched it. When was the first time you watched this film?
All right. I wanted to know if it was out or not, but I didn't know the date.
mm,
I was getting in the bath to wash my hair, which is a long, tedious process.
that's a lot of hair.
Yeah,
A lot.
That was a lot.
A lot of hair, and it's very big. So I got in the bath and I looked on a definitely legal site and checked. And
Of course.
it was out that day, and I watched it in the bath.
Of course, you're a
as I got-
subscriber to HBO, and
Yeah.
you went through the appropriate
Exactly,
routes to
exactly.
stream such
Yeah,
a
of
program.
course you did. So you can clearly tell from what you're saying.
Yeah, and then I got out of the bath and I watched it.
Is
whilst
this
I
the
dried my
second
hair.
time?
This is the
that-
second time I've watched it.
Okay.
But I've
um,
listened to.
Why do you
the
like that
original.
film?
I like it because I think it's a very honest take on life for a
Mm.
lot of people. And I think it's very powerful, the messages throughout. The first time I saw it was my friend who was in the chorus doing it at her college.
Oh wow!
And she invited us to all go watch it. It was about $5 each a ticket. And I went, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Mm.
And then I started listening to the original soundtrack and I watched someone who had recorded the actual Broadway production. Because, back in the day you couldn't get a full recording of an
A
actual
Broadway.
Broadway production.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I'm literally in love with this. And I've loved it ever since. And I think I watched it when I was 17 for the first time. And I still love it to this
Oh
day.
wow! So you had a bit of prior knowledge to like the songs and whatnot
I
before
know
you
all the
saw
words
this
to
version.
all of the songs.
Oh, I see. Wow!
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
What is your opinion, Martin?
What is my opinion?
In the Heights. Well, what did you get from that, Martin?
I couldn't say anything more than it being like
You were moving.
like what you said, Lirielle. Like it's
Yeah, what did I say, mine?
like a imitation. Well, not an imitation, but like a seeing like through normal life, like everyone's little dream of making it in the future. Do you know what I mean? Of like building something that will live on, basically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
yeah. I think
That's all. That's all I can say about that film.
I
Do you know what I
think-
mean? Like, other than like the musicals were okay. I mean, the songs were okay, not the musical. But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I hate musicals.
Mm-hmm.
I quite enjoyed High School Musical.
Back in the day.
Come on.
1 through 3.
What
Do you know what I
about
mean?
Camp Rock?
Never seen Camp Rock.
Oh my god. Next podcast.
But I'm not against them. It's just they tell a story differently than how I would want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Why?
I'm not against it. I just
Why don't you think bursting into song is an appropriate storytelling device
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying
for you? I mean,
Yeah,
Oh, I
for
don't
me,
like it.
how does it make you
just
feel?
just all the singing and dancing, and it just seems so like you can't focus on anything. Do you know what I mean? There's so much fucking going on. I'm just like, oh my god. Usually, as a lot of the viewers know, I can remember quite a lot of like names and stuff. The names in there, they were just like in and out. Do you know what I mean? It was
So you don't remember the characters' names?
not all of them. Not all of them, but I couldn't like wrap my head around this fucking whole musical stuff. Like every time they like were sad or they were happy, they just burst into song out of nowhere.
They express that emotion.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm not against it.
He's a stone cold killer.
Who?
No emotion. You.
What do you mean? I'm not against it. I've got my own emotions, but I feel like as a person who I feel like I'm in control of them. This doesn't seem like my cup of tea. But Olin, what did you think of this film?
Well,
Jesus, let's get off my topic.
I must say, the idea of, don't you think?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
hear
do,
that.
do,
Don't you think?
Don't you think that society would be better?
If we
If we
all
all
hung
burst into song.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Yes, it would.
no.
Like, whoa! Don't
Okay, all right.
Didn't
You
it-
know what? I'm not
didn't
gonna say
it look like the people in that film? They had problems, then they sang a song, then the problems were fixed. It's like magic.
Yeah.
People, we organise through song, and we're all in sync. We're all moving at the same time, and things are being fixed.
That's
You know?
Oh my god.
how would you make that happen? That's choreographed. So like
Well,
you can't just be like, let's go out there and start singing and everyone just starts, you know what, let's sing the same song
Well,
over
we've
again.
managed to engineer the society we currently live in. Why can't we engineer a society that's based around melody?
because
you
it's
ever seen-
fucking fiction. That's why.
You know
For
what?
you to think that every single person in the world would just turn
not a
into
world.
song and dance.
Well, that was just Queens.
It's just a neighborhood. Yeah.
What?
It's just a neighborhood.
Yeah, that. Oh, okay. But you
They've
just
all
said
got a vibe, you know?
you said the whole world just earlier. What do you mean?
I think what I'm saying is I think that we should just think about it. Just like I'm not saying like tomorrow, like let's all start singing. No, that's dumb. I'm saying we should think in our institutions about moving to a place where we emulate what is shown in musicals, where there's a problem, then there's a song and dance, and then everything's fixed after the song climaxes.
So what you're trying to tell me is not necessarily song and dance. Just think about the problem, chill out for a bit.
Come back in
Fix the
30
problem.
minutes with a dance routine.
Chinese marching bands use snare drums. They're very organised.
Again.
Speechless.
Do you understand what you're
Like,
fucking
have you seen
saying?
armies like when they're marching to snare drums? It's like their legs are like bum bum bum
Jack,
bum.
I
Jack,
honestly can't say I have.
You not
No.
North
They
they
Korea.
Korea.
Enlighten me later.
train that shit. They
We
train
need to
it.
train.
Okay, but try to get the whole world doing that. It's not gonna happen. It's
Not with
unimaginable.
that attitude.
No,
I
no,
can imagine
no.
it. I'm imagining it right
No.
now.
Martin,
It's impossible.
I can
basically.
see it.
It's impossible. all
have
right?
you never seen when people just go to the mall or the shopping centre, whatever you call it where you live, and people just come out of nowhere as you're going down the escalator and they're like, I'm dancing, I'm singing, we're all singing, and it's like a surprise.
Flash mob.
Flash, that's the word.
What?
I would have said it. I couldn't remember.
It's called
it.
a flash mob.
They all just come out of nowhere and they all just start like doing like
And,
a
like,
dance routine and like
Thriller will just
Yeah,
happen
and
in
everyone-
the middle of a shopping mall.
everyone's just stood there like, what is
Never
going on?
Ever in my
You've never s-
entire life.
Well, not in real
seen
life, but like a
that.
video.
What?
No, because no.
I just seen it now. Yeah, in that film.
No, but I've only ever seen it in like a viral video. I've never seen it ever happen just in front of me.
Well, okay.
Oh,
But if we can-
okay,
if we can do that-
what?
How about we all
Yeah,
just
yeah,
choreograph about
again,
10 different
choreograph.
dances?
Let's just think
No,
about
no,
this.
no, no,
There's a lot of training involved. All
the
right.
whole world
The-
has 10 dances that they do for each emotion. And then if someone's like, oh, Jack's a bit sad, everyone be like, do the sad dance.
Mm.
And then they'll be like, Jack's feeling sad today. And they'll just do the dance, but like, Jack's feeling sad today. We'll make him happy.
all right. So
And
is
then
that
it-
like
do
a
that.
problem the whole world is gonna have? Jack's feeling sad
Well, no,
today.
No, but
That was a
obviously just,
hypothetical.
the neighbourhood. But the whole world will know the same dances.
Yeah.
So then everyone can just jump in and out of them.
Look,
no
we-
issue.
I'm
I think we're getting off topic.
It's a big ask to ask. I understand your angle. It's a tall order asking society to organise via dance, but
Just think about it. Just
a good
really,
solution,
really think
really.
about it.
I think it's an interesting notion. Like, look at where politics is at. We can do better than this, and I think dance is a
can.
good suggestion.
If you think about it, really.
Yeah, let's just fucking get Matt Hancock to do the fucking, I don't know, the...
Cheat on wife dance.
yeah.
Maybe
the-
if we were dancing, that wouldn't have happened.
Let's be
Why
honest.
do you-
That's not for me to say. That's not for me to say. But you asked me if I liked the film, and it got me. you were very right in what you said, Lirielle, that it's like based very much in like reality and human issues, you know.
Especially in areas like that.
Yeah, and well, have you seen Do the Right Thing?
Never heard of it.
It's a film from the 1990s set in a very similar area in New York, and it's about.
I think they were in the Bronx.
It was in New York, in the streets of New York, and it's about an Italian family that run a pizzeria, but the kind of African American locals clash with the way that he runs his pizza place, and it's the hottest day of the year, and tensions boil over, without ruining anything.
And some shit
And they have a
happens.
great ham and pineapple pizza. That's why they're fighting, probably.
Well, it'd be too much at that pizzeria, but
Yeah, okay.
it reminded me of that
What do
film
you say?
in the way that in areas that have it worse off than most, hardships are easier to see. There's less kind of fakeness, so problems stand out more, and you kind of, but that forces people to deal with their problems, which is kind of what this film is. I find it's just one family. It's a real simple story, and just each member of the family is kind of. The film's called In the Heights, and obviously this is a family that's come from another country, and I was thinking, like, why is it called that? And the Heights is obviously a name for New York. Washington Heights. But then it's also like they spend the whole film having this higher idea of where their life should be, but the kind of conclusion to the whole thing was we're already there.
Yeah,
So
we don't need to go anywhere.
In the
for our
Heights, I
dreams.
think that's a really cool name.
I think it's really sweet how, and there's a lot of little subtle.
It's a
trivia,
Clever
and
little things. Yeah.
Like what?
Well, the trivia.
Yeah.
I could go all day, mate.
Yeah.
Want
Okay,
the
then
trivia?
please do.
You right? Okay.
Good.
So the Mr. Piragua man is the man who wrote the film and the
Piragua.
original musical.
He's the one who
Was
was
the one that's pushing the fucking
mugging off the
Piragua.
ice cream man.
Sweet and-
Yeah.
Well, the ice cream man's mugging him off. That's his neighborhood, and it's again, this is the gentrification.
Oh, and he's just turned up.
He's
Yeah.
like,
I see.
oh, well, you know what? Well, we're going to take over your neighborhood because you're all poor, so therefore we can do it better.
Yeah.
That's the whole theme, behind their neighborhood, is that they're trying to be pushed out because they're immigrants.
So he wrote the film. That's
He
John
wrote the-
M. Chu.
No, that is Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Lin Manuel
Miranda.
Miranda.
Yeah. So he wrote the film in the original stage production. So in the stage production, he plays Usnavi.
Oh, so he plays the main character. Yeah.
U.S. Navy. Boom.
See, that made. I'm as. Martin's normally the one who's good with the names in
And
films.
he
and
forgot them
I'm
all.
normally terrible, but U.S. Navy, that story made it stick in my head.
Yeah.
And Benny's Dispatch.
Yeah.
That's just going to stick in my
Benny's
head.
Dispatch.
That's going to stick in my head for the whole
Oh,
film.
Jesus
To be
Christ.
fair, Benny
Benny
is
and
at
his
the
fucking
dispatch.
dispatch.
He is at the dispatch, to be fair.
Did you see? I don't think he ever spoke anything in Spanish. I don't think he was
Benny?
Spanish. Yeah, Benny.
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
No.
But I got some. I got some more trivia
You
about this.
sure?
Do you?
Oh, go on.
Yeah, go on.
I got one more trivia, right?
Go. Hit us.
Abuela Claudia
Yeah.
is the same Abuela Claudia from the stage production, reprising her role about 15 years later.
Oh, my God.
So
Might be 10, might be 15. My maths.
I don't know
I
if
can't do
Lirielle
maths.
mentioned it whilst you're in the room, or if we're even on mic. I think you were just telling me that this is based on an older musical.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's
that.
mad that she's in both.
It's beautiful, right?
Yeah, that's a nice bit of continuity.
I thought you were
The-
going to talk about Benny, but
No,
He's
it's
gone.
coming. It's
Yeah, he's
coming.
gone.
It's coming. Mr. Softy
Mm-hmm.
in this film, in the original stage play, was Benny,
Mr. Softy.
The ice
the
cream
ice cream
man
man. Benny.
was Benny. He was
Benny.
in the dispatch. Now he's in the van.
yeah.
So he likes to work with the same people because obviously you make loads of big friendships. These people working on stage with them. So when he did Hamilton, he brought back the guy who played Benny to be George Washington.
Excellent.
And the first time that I'm aware that he worked with Usnavi of this film, Anthony Ramos, he was in Hamilton, and he played one of the guys, like that's part of the army with him, and then his son Philip later on. So I think it's John Lawrence is his name, and then his son later on, He played 2 roles in the film, in the stage production. Sorry, because he likes to work with the same people.
So you could say that this is like a very faithful kind of reboot of an older production.
Yes,
He's
absolutely.
like being really respectful to the.
Bringing back the old guys. How cool is that?
That is really cool. I mean, you could just the production level of this film was ridiculous.
Oh, think of how big the budget was.
Oh, it made me like.
How
Money
big
you'll
was the
never even
budget?
touch in
We
your
can
life.
find out how big the budget is. It made me really excited because I don't know, Lirielle, in my life, I'd like to knock a film out at some point.
That'd be great.
I don't know, we'll see. But the level of detail that was like within this film was blowing my mind. And Martin, kind of what you said with. Obviously, I knew before we watched this that you are not the biggest fan of musicals. I had that in my mind. The budget, Martin, was $55 million.
How much did it make?
It made. This is probably a weird figure because it got released in COVID, but 24 million,
Oh God,
which is terrible.
It is terrible.
Yeah, but
that's
only-
Might get bigger.
really bad. But
I imagine that figure's subject to change over the next few months.
I don't know if that would have put into factor. So they were selling this film as part of like, I think it was HBO.
HBO Max.
Like, yeah.
That
one.
service you watched it on when you watched it in the bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
yeah. yeah.
I think that they were doing it on that, so you could like either rent it as extra part of the thing.
There's been a lot of films like that were released. They like released them last year,
I think that's so cool.
but
though.
fucked it all up. COVID messed it all up, and then this year they've re-released them in the cinema. Now it's
Yeah.
all open, which is that's interesting. But with the music, Martin, I wanted to say that I thought
He was rocking along.
that the music in this film was
I was fucking nodding my head because I was like, nah.
well. It's like
Nah, you
No.
were grooving, and you was. I was watching you
No.
smiling.
I wanted to ask you
You were
about
I
it
was just
because it was like all trap inspired
Grimacing.
and hip hop inspired, and some of them.
If
Chance
you're
the
like-
Rapper, I felt like could have wrote some of the songs
Yeah, he
that
could
are
have
in
rapped
this
over
film.
those
Yeah.
beats for sure.
It really felt like his sort
Again.
of flow and his vibe.
Again, it's not that I hate musicals, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Told you.
That's what I'm asking.
I like High School Musical 1 through 3. They were great.
3's dreadful.
I know.
2's my favourite.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
really good.
Fabulous
Three's
is a great song.
rubbish.
Anyway, the songs were really they were
It is a
good.
great song.
But every
It
time like a guy would start a song,
Mm-hmm.
it would always be like into rap. And then when the girls started, they would be like singing.
Are you just saying that?
yeah, but they don't have little Sims. You know what I mean? Like
What?
in the film,
What do you mean?
not every woman can rap like that.
I didn't say they could.
I can't
Just
rap at
saying.
all, but I can sing.
It was really impressive how this film, like the bass was thumping, the kicks were
Yeah.
thumping. It was like modern hip hop production,
Ah,
and some bits were just straight bars.
straight bars.
It wasn't. I don't know. For me, the music wasn't really a distracting part of the film. It was more like, oh, this is
Well,
a transition from
Martin.
one.
well, this is a part. It's part of the film. Like
Mm.
all the songs were like part of the same story.
I grew up
Either
on
way.
Disney films,
Yeah, me too.
so
Yeah, I didn't.
just can't wait to be
Didn't.
king. Friend like me,
Mm.
from a lad.
Lion
Like,
King.
yeah, there's just so many.
Mulan was my favourite.
You know, I never
See?
saw Mulan.
Oh my god.
I've not seen any of them.
Next
None of
podcast
them.
I gotta
Because
watch.
that's why you went like
No
the
Lion-
musical.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Like I wasn't
What
like
the
into
hell?
all these musicals. For me, it was like Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha, and all that shit. You know what I mean? Anime. I never like saw, but I saw more
They're
like
not
gory
musicals
shit.
though.
Huh?
They're not musicals.
No, that's what he's saying.
I just said they're not musicals.
yeah, I never caught Mulan.
I can't believe it.
I caught Mulan on television when I was a lot older and not a kid, and I was
love
just
it.
kind of past it.
Nah, I could watch Mulan still. I used to come home from school. When I was at school, I was like heavily bullied. So I used to
Oh.
come home every day, and I had
Watch
a little,
Mulan.
had a TV in my room that had a VHS player,
Mm,
and every day I used to watch on repeat. No exaggeration, Mulan,
straight
The
up.
Grinch, Donnie Darko, and Lilo and Stitch.
But Donnie Darko's like an outlier in those 4 films.
No, I also used to watch Scream a lot.
That you shouldn't be
Yeah.
watching
And
that.
Scooby Doo the movie.
That is one of the best films ever made.
Yes, is. It really
Straight
is.
up.
They've got Outcast on the soundtrack.
I know. There's a Simple
on.
Plan song. And
Yes!
Things Go Bump in the Night. That's a fantastic
Yes,
song that's on that
exactly.
soundtrack. We'll watch that one day. But
But
Yeah, invite me.
Nah, I didn't grow up with Disney films. All my films were, or not even
Anime.
films. Yeah, they were all anime and they were all like
I didn't watch
gory.
films. I
They were
just
like-
watched anime.
did you take note at all about like the hip hop production? Did that pike any thoughts? Were you like, oh, this slaps on any of the beats? Or I just wondered if you pay attention to that because that's like your music genre.
Not really, to be honest.
It didn't like this would have just passed by you the same as if it was like The Sound of Music and it was all just orchestral music. You didn't think of it any different to any normal musical.
I haven't watched a lot of musicals. I don't have a lot of like thought about.
Well, like
whether I
Charlie
can-
and the Chocolate Factory that we watch, where like all the music in that's like done by like an orchestra sort of thing.
Mhm.
That's a wild film.
I love that film. It's
so
great,
good.
We did a podcast on it.
but
Ah,
it's like a lost podcast.
Yeah, a lost podcast.
why is
Can't
it
believe
lost?
Because we just,
There was a reason.
yeah, it just
th-
happened.
Yeah, but there's a few lost episodes
Yeah.
of this podcast.
Mad.
We'll soon find them. Don't worry.
But no, you didn't pay attention to the hip hop.
No, not that I can. Not that I can like properly talk on it. Just because I don't know. I was just watching it, and it just felt like every time you're about to get somewhere, it just went into music, and then I had to like.
Did you not
I
listen
like
to the
pay
lyrics?
attention to everything. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Everything, like the lyrics, everybody moving, all this shit, and it like gets in my brain, and then I'm like, holy fuck.
You
This
can't
is too much.
concentrate.
Yeah, I can't concentrate.
That's. I think I'm sure a doctor would tell me this is called ADHD.
ADHD.
But that's like the perfect level of mania for me. Like when those songs are at full gear, that's like my normal processing level.
Ah, no, fair.
I'm like, there's so much shit going on that I'm like,
you zoning out.
I zone out. I
Mm.
like sort of like lose interest, but not because the film is bad or whatever. It's just a lot.
There's
that
so
my-
much going on.
Yeah, my
yeah.
brain is like trying to process it, and it's like, you know what? Shut down now.
That's why
now.
That's where I start listening.
Not me. I'm like, okay, going to sleep now, and then I'm still
it's a
watching. I'm still,
Bobby
like, sort of, like,
Martin.
I know that the story. I saw a zone it back in as soon as the story goes back in, and I'm like, okay, we're here now.
Oh, they're talking normally again. I
Yeah,
can
they're
listen
talking
now.
normal. I can
So
listen
then
now.
the other question that I would have for you, Martin, would be how does being a previous resident of the Dominican Republic affect your viewing of this film?
Wow.
He hates it.
I kind of left real young,
Mm.
so
Like Sonny used to wearing Pampers.
no, I was 11.
That's quite old, you know. You remember stuff.
Morris
Some,
Novi,
I
yeah.
seem to like I've forgotten a lot of the stuff just because I realized now maybe it's a bit of fucking I don't know trauma or whatever
Mm.
that I've like
Oh.
because loads of shit.
It's a
as
big deal.
Just like when I moved here and loads of shit happened here,
Mm.
I sort of like started just wanting to forget, and I just kept forgetting even my past in the other country that I was in. I
Moving.
remember some bits, like I remember obviously like electrocuting myself.
Oh, shit.
And then like
You've told me before about like I just find it so. I guess I travelled a lot when I was younger with my dad because he was a lorry driver, but I've never really left Europe that much. So to hear about the Dominican Republic and the way you've explained it to me, I've got quite a vivid image. It's how those people see the America, like the American dream. To me, it's this sunshine land
Mhm.
with beaches,
Yeah.
and probably not how it is at all. But that's
I remember.
it's quite mysterious to me.
Yeah, so I remember quite like when I wouldn't say a lot, but even like that, electrocuting myself, remembering doing that, and then like my mom just being so worried. They
Just
had. They used to have. They used to have
Explain how
like
you
a,
electrocuted yourself.
what?
Yeah, I don't
Explain
know
how
what
you
this.
electrocuted yourself.
I'm so confused at this.
So because it's so hot over there, a lot of people have fans
Hmm.
in their room, and I think I was like 6 years old.
Mm.
Oh my god.
And the fan wasn't like connected to the wall.
Mm.
So I grabbed the cable and then went all the way to the end, and then I grabbed the end by the two fucking metal bits.
Yeah.
And I just put it in with like holding the metal bits.
Oh my
And I just
god.
went fucking for ages. And then because we're so fucking, it was a bit, obviously we're a bit poor. The lights fucking went out, and my mum could hear me doing that.
I don't know. I think that just happens normally if you
What?
attach a child to a live plug. I think the lights will go out in your house.
Yeah,
Regardless of your financial standing.
Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, my mum was like, "Oh, what's happening? Something's happening to me, I guess." But then nobody in that room believed my mum, and then she went looking. When she went, she found me fucking, you know what I mean?
Oh my
Connected
god.
to the wall,
That was so
and then she
scary.
pulled me off.
That little motion you just did.
What?
That's terrifying.
I had it in this hand, and I try to let go, but you can't. You're connected. You're done.
Oh my god, how long were you there for?
Oh, I was talking to my mum about it recently. I thought I was there for like ages, but it kind of felt like ages.
Well, you'll
But it
have like
was-
adrenaline and stuff will, your perception of time would change, I imagine.
Yeah, so I think it must have been like 10, 15 seconds, something like that. But it
I thought you
felt
were gonna
like
say
I was there
minutes.
for like
Oh my
5 minutes because I was just fucking there, like.
Can you actually just not
shaking.
let go because your like hand is just like
Yeah, man.
crippled
You become
by the
part of like a
electric?
circuit.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like, your
god,
whole-
don't
your
say this
whole,
to me. That's so
your whole
scary.
my whole body was ringing, and I could not move a single inch. I was
Were
just
you
stuck.
left with any like burns or anything?
Huh?
Were you left with any burns?
No, nothing.
Thank God, fucking hell, that's fucking scary.
Flat 12, I had an iPhone charger
Not flat 12.
and the that place.
That's
My old
Home.
domicile, I had an iPhone charger where the back had fallen off and you could see all the wires. And I plugged it in straight and had like my whole hand on the back of it, not even thinking.
What's wrong with you?
That exact same, I experienced the tug of not being able to pull away from it. And then when you do pull away from it, you feel like you have been like punched or like
Yeah.
shot with a beanbag or so. It
Olaf,
hurts.
You were old enough to know not to do that. But I was 6.
I was in my second year of university.
What's wrong with you? Oh, open electrics.
I
Just put
remember-
my hand on it.
after that happened. She fucking
Throw that charger in the
They
bin.
they had fucking they had
It's long gone.
midnight church.
Mm.
Oh, like midnight mass or just in general?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's just in
Imagine
general.
it's
They
pretty,
would-
general?
pretty Catholic
yeah,
over there.
every
Midnight?
every midnight they would
Mm.
have like a massive like.
What?
Oh my god! You know them like churches in America?
Yes.
Them black churches that are like always
Gospel,
singing.
full gospel, yeah,
full
yeah.
all the time. That's how
Yeah.
it is. Midnight, and we were just there. My mom was like holding me, like trying to sing the Lord's.
See,
name
that's the
and stuff.
vibe I want. That's what I imagine when I think of the Dominican
Me
Republic.
and my mum went to one of them. It was in the leisure centre.
Oh, wow.
And we were like, this is great. And then it went really like fire and brimstone. And everyone was like, my husband sent a hitman out on me and tried to kill me. And it got really like scary really quick. And me and mum were like, we just can't go back
out.
there. I'm so scared. It really got like,
You can't
everyone
go
in
from
there-
gospel to confession like that.
no, but literally everyone in there that came up to speak was like crying about how like they had some like intense trauma. And I was like, if we didn't also have intense trauma, we could probably do this. But no, we can't.
Mm.
Another thing that I relate to with this film,
Mm.
you know how we were talking about like in that Shiva baby that we did,
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
how like the whole family situation and they all get together and stuff like
And
that.
you said that I could relate to that one, but you
Yeah,
couldn't
I
relate to the white
But-
Jewish family.
No, but I did go to a lot of parties like they had.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like where all of the people from different parts, different families that all speak Spanish just come in and have like a massive party.
I quite
I
like.
did have that a lot, and there were just like the singing in there. They would do the exact same thing.
I was just about to say that the singing in that specific scene where the grandma had the shakers and the granddad had the scraper, that felt natural. It didn't feel like one of the musical numbers. It felt
the record
like
skip.
yeah, with the record skip,
yeah,
it felt
yeah.
like them just being a family and singing.
Just like hanging out.
That I relate to
That's a lovely scene.
a lot.
Yeah.
And all the food that was there, like there's so much fucking food. You do not understand. Every person that goes to a party like that always brings their own version of the food that they make the best. So then you would have like so many different types of dishes, but then they're all sort of like the same as well, but like done differently. Do you know what I mean? And I do remember that happening quite a lot, but never like in actual all of them. They're my family, like in Shiva Baby. You know what I mean? Like they all get together, they all know each other. No, it was more. Well, they do know each other, but like not as a family, just as friends.
See, I'm glad. That's what I wanted to hear when I saw that you posted this film. I knew that it would. The combination
Sparks of memory
of the hip hop beats and the Dominican Republic and the New York, I knew it would bring something out in mind.
It's funny because my uncle lives in New York, the Bronx.
This is you, man. You're in this.
Did he grow up in Dominican Republic also?
Yeah.
See? Oh, good.
He
Jesus
like
Christ.
literally grew up there and went there when he was like 20, 25, something like that.
Is that I want to go live
Bro.
an American dream?
We need to go back to the Dominican Republic.
Can't.
Best days of your life.
No.
He's gonna go back. He's gonna go
No.
back and get electrocuted day one.
I'm
They
gonna-
weren't the best days of my life.
I want to go to where you came from.
I feel like that.
Do you know what?
That's an
One day.
overstatement because look at the end of this film. The best days of his life is not in the Dominican Republic.
Well, yeah, that's what he
it's
realised.
with his.
It's with the people that love him.
That's right. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter where we are, as long as I'm with the people that I love and. the
I'd
people
still
that
like to
love
see
me.
where you grow up,
Boom.
regardless.
Yeah, I mean you can, but I doubt. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how well that would. How well that would go down with the locals. You know what I mean? I don't know.
What, you don't think they'd like me?
No, they'll fucking love you.
They don't like
But
you.
No, but what do you mean they don't like
I thought
me?
you'd turn up and they'd be like, it's him!
No,
Chased out.
They'll love you, but they'll just fucking rob you because they'll think you're
Can't
this like
you
rich.
stop that from happening?
Oh my
How
god!
do I stop people from robbing you? bro?
Security.
So
Can't you say...
just because I'm black, that means yeah.
No, because
why
you
not?
brought
I
him, he's
got
your
him
guest.
in
No,
security.
but you can
He's
say-
your
no,
guest.
No. You can say like, como
You
está,
can't do.
pendejo, and
You can't do
Yeah,
that
but
because
what
I'm
does
black to
That's
me.
gonna make him even more
Martin,
angry.
you can't. You literally can't do that. It's because I'm black. Joke to me. You literally mixed. You can't do that joke with
I'm
me.
talking to him. I don't. You didn't ask the question.
I made the joke.
You're a non-bystander in this like conversation over here. All right. As in,
Yeah.
how do I stop that
meant
from happening?
that you, number one, used to live there, and number two, speak the native language, and
I
number
get that.
three, are assuming we arrive together. I'm assuming we don't arrive separately to this place, and they rob me, and you're just in there already. Who the fuck is Mayo?
No, of course not. No, but like they could try to rob me as well. It's not like they're being prejudiced just because you're you. I'm just saying that I haven't been there in the past 17 years. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shit has changed.
I
A
can't
lot
lie.
of people must have fucking forgotten me. So
Last thing I heard, you were banned anyway, so you can't go back.
What?
That's what
They
I
banned
think
you.
he's covering up.
Yeah.
That there was some sort of huge scandal, and we can't go back.
You're thrown
because
out.
Believe whatever the fuck you
There
wanna
are
believe.
literally statues of you like there were Saddam Hussein around this village.
Oh yeah, of course. They all fucking adore me, and I'm just gonna have them kill you in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, this is our bitch boy from now on.
Oh, I knew that film. That 2 hour and 20 musical was worth watching just for that conversation.
Yeah, why the fuck? I don't even get it. Like,
What don't you get? What's not to get? Come
that
on.
this like it doesn't sort of like bring any like awful memories. I don't remember a lot of it.
I'm
you
not
know
trying
what I mean?
to.
No, it's not
Or
meant to.
even-
It's not meant to
or even good
traumatize you.
memories.
It's meant to
Or
like
even
make you
good
feel
memories,
warm.
You know what I mean? Like,
No,
what-
but do you not feel like?
You've already said what I
Yeah.
wanted you to. Like, we've already rehashed some, in the way that you said that you could identify with the party scene and like, and especially, it's great, man. Like comparing it with Shiva Baby, don't even trip. That's what I
I'm
was
not
looking for.
tripping. I'm never tripping.
Oh,
Larry.
never. That's me.
You do a few things.
Wait,
I do
wait.
indeed. I do.
Wait.
I do, I
No,
do.
we'll do final thoughts. But just
I'm not saying.
Oh,
final thoughts.
what are you saying?
One thing that I wanted to ask: what part, like, black are you? Like, what is
No.
it? Jamaican? Is it fucking? I don't know. Indonesian, Ghana, Cuba.
I honestly couldn't tell you. My granddad never spoke a lot about his heritage because he came from quite like a very strict southern background. He didn't have a good time. When he moved to England, he changed his name
Oh, wow.
entirely, and he lost contact with all of his family. It's something he never spoke about.
You kind of close the book on that.
Yeah, it's not something
So
I'd
you
ever
never
want to
talked
ask.
to your dad about it either.
I
Or your
could,
mum?
but well, my mum is, passed on. I couldn't really ask my mum anything about it.
Yeah, but
I think the only
She
way.
didn't, obviously, that's a sad situation, but she didn't pass on like, when you
Any
were born,
knowledge?
it
No,
was-
honestly, I don't. My mum and my dad weren't together when I was born. I think the only way for me to know, really, is if I did a the
DNA
DNA and look
Yeah,
back.
but that's not like.
The only
Is that
The
super
thing
accurate?
that possibly you might want to do, because I've done a similar thing. We've got a situation in my family where, I'm trying to remember the specifics. I feel like my grandma's mother got pregnant at a very young age by one, and she was like a maid at a big house in Dunton Bassett,
yeah.
and it was covered up that she was pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
And somebody's sister was actually her mother, and that's how it was played off, sort of thing. Something like that. Anyway,
That's wild.
But
Poor lady.
you can like uncover those situations by going to like churches. If you know where people were born, like your granddad was born, then you can go to the church and like look at. They keep records of like everyone that's related in the area and whatnot. If
Because he did
you
a
wanted to
whole.
find out.
He did a whole like ancestry thing to find his family. He didn't know like his mother had passed on until he looked at all of this stuff and
Oh,
like
wow.
traced back.
Who? Your dad?
My granddad.
Oh, your
So
granddad.
obviously he changed his name, and everyone else in his family sort of So he changed his name. I think he changed his name when he moved over, sort of thing, when he met my nana, and all of his family, got married, had kids, blah blah blah.
Which side are you talking about? Your dad?
My
or your-
dad's.
Okay.
So it's like, how do you find each other? They grew up in the age of, no internet. Like, so
Yeah, you
how
might-
do you find each other?
You might actually need like some DNA just to
Yeah.
point you in the right direction of where to look.
Like I
Yeah.
have contact to my family in America, but I don't know them very well. So I've never got to meet them. I feel like if I asked them, they'd
In
know.
America.
They live in America.
Okay.
So I think if I asked them, they'd tell me, but it's like I wouldn't know how to open that door. Can you tell me where in Africa we're from? I don't know. It'd feel kind of
Are
strange.
they from? You don't even know if they're from Africa.
No,
They
they're
could
African
be-
American.
Huh?
They're African American.
I asked you this, and you were like, "I don't actually know."
Yeah, but it's somewhere in Africa. But Africa's a very large place. It's a continent.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you where in Africa.
Yeah. You don't have to tell me where in Africa.
Oh,
As long as
Africa,
you
there you
went
go.
Africa, because I meant like.
Yeah, but normally when-
Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Cuba. What country was
Okay.
it from?
When I ask people normally, and I say Africa, they're like, where? And I'm like, well, I don't know.
What? You don't that okay? That's fine. That's fine if you don't know, as long as you know that it's Africa. Because
Yeah.
that's all I wanted to know, really. Because I was gonna ask if you related to this because it's a Caribbean film, but you
No,
don't.
I
'cause-
I don't relate. The thing that I do relate to is similar to yours with like the big family meal, because we used to have at my nana and granddad's a huge barbecue, and anyone could come and they could eat all they wanted and take home anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So literally everyone was invited. You could bring someone that my like family had never met, and they'd be like, "Hey, baby, welcome to the family.
A friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
take what you
What?
want."
Fucking smooth jazz, all right?
My granddad had like the nicest accent ever. He was so handsome. He
Had?
was so cool. Yeah. I only have one grandparent left now.
Oh, damn.
But he was so cool. That's why I can't really ask him anything. And obviously, when I was at the sort of age where he
Is
was
your-
around, I
Is
was...
your dad around?
Yeah, my dad's around. I see my dad. But it's like, I wasn't really like the age where I was like curious about like the heritage that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're sort of like.
Now I'm like...
Maybe I should ask.
Now I'm like, wait, people are like openly racist to me about like black and brown people, and they think like I'm just white. It's like, no, like I'm mixed. Like, you realize I'm really offended by what you're saying, right?
People should just not
Comment.
single out individuals because of their race or heritage or culture. But that should just be a
Ignorance.
given, really, shouldn't it?
It's ignorance.
I can't believe I live in a time and place where that's like an issue.
It's ridiculous.
It's pretty bonkers.
It's never gonna stop.
Not with that attitude,
But it's
son.
crazy. How did it even start?
I don't think it will.
It's crazy. We're just
Like
all
they-
people. It's mad.
it's. I feel like just hate in general, right? If that doesn't stop, that like all that shit, it's not gonna stop.
It's
'Cause
all over.
people will always hate somebody that's doing better than them. That like some people are gonna have that mindset where like you're doing better than me, fuck you. You know what I mean? Or like something's gonna happen where they're gonna get a shitty deal, or they're like, I hate that person.
Isn't it sad though that all they have
Yeah.
to do is just not do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like how getting someone to just chill out just because they're having like, I don't know, maybe a bad day doesn't mean they need to rule out a whole fucking nation just because
Yeah.
one person was doing their job. Do you know what I mean? Or like one person is trying to also make a living, but people just keep, I don't know, pissing him off, or like not like giving them the money that they deserved in the first place. Do you know what I mean? But then they obviously they rule out the whole like I'm number one constantly. They just always I'm number one.
We're number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
What I heard at school was, you know how obviously, we all know, obviously, about Hitler.
Yeah.
No.
I
Never
learned
met
at
him.
school, I don't know how true this is,
Mm-hmm.
that apparently what started his hatred for Jews is that the doctor that diagnosed his mother with her illness, it might have been some kind of heart problem, was a Jewish doctor.
Jewish man.
So then he was like, oh, this Jewish man must be like some horrible guy. He's told me my mum's really ill. And that's what like set it off.
I've heard lots of different things like that. Like there's the whole like he went to art school and was told that he wasn't a very good painter.
By a Jew. And then he was
Well, I'm just trying to remember the specifics of it. I think he was probably like most young men, quite insecure, but obviously, we live in a culture where you can't say anything about the man Hitler, good or bad. You just shouldn't even mention Hitler in this day and age. But
Yeah,
he
but
obviously had some sort of charisma to like
Be able-
entertain a crowd in the manner that he did.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
It's like
get
Donald
so many
Trump, though.
people
Donald
behind
Trump
him.
is crazy.
yeah.
Like, he's just absolutely batshit.
I should probably finish that point because it just makes it sound like I just said Hitler had good charisma and then we moved on. My point was that
Oh my God, you love Hitler? What the hell?
no, the point was that that charisma was probably that insecurity and that charisma was probably exploited by people older, richer, and more powerful than him. Not to say that he's not. It should go without saying that the Holocaust, the final solution, and the events of the German government from 1939 to 1945 were unfucking.
You can't even say how bad it was.
Yeah,
and we don't support
Come
it.
on, we know this.
Jack does
We
not
don't
think that
support it.
Hitler was a good guy.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
I get it. It's funny you mention Hitler because I was having a conversation with
I know a guy.
one of my mates about
Huge
the
Hitler
whole
fan.
Hitler situation.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole fucking World War I and II were Hitler's fucking doing.
The whole
right?
shebang.
The whole shebang. Anyway, we were saying like you just said, Hitler was a cunt, right? Bad person.
Goes without
Very,
saying, yeah.
very, very bad person.
Mm-hmm.
But how he got a
But-
fucking country
That was a but.
together to hate another race and to fucking gas them, like
They've got a
Wild.
pretty good PR campaign, I'll say that.
it was.
Why didn't he just do it like, guys, I'm really mad about global warming.
Well, yeah.
Because it
was a different time. It was a
when-
different,
I was just
pre,
I was thinking
less
about it,
advanced
like,
scientific
what if
time.
he put that fucking energy, like you were just saying, into something completely
Constructive.
like constructive? Like we were just talking about it, and like the world could have been the amount of shit. Like we were just talking about how the Germans did so much, they built so much shit, and if they did that to like a constructive fucking thing for like.
I
to
would
battle.
like to see an anti-Holocaust. God, you have to be careful when saying things like this. I want to see the exact opposite of the Holocaust. That's what I want to see. I want to see an operation on a huge level that involves millions of people that does the opposite of what the Holocaust did.
So instead of like killing lives, saving lives.
I want to see something that happens on a huge country, world scale
That's
that
what I was
involves
thinking
everyone.
when I was thinking that, like, if it didn't happen, how, like, where would we be right now? Would we be like exploring the fucking cosmos, or like would we be fucking living forever? Who knows?
Well, we
Because
don't
the
know.
Germans are quite fucking smart.
You know
and
what?
They did do a
you
lot
know
of
what
shit.
I actually don't know. I don't
go on.
know how Benny walked on that fucking wall.
I do know that Benny
I was
is on the
just thinking
dispatch.
the same thing. I was like, he's so fucking close to that edge. I
Well, do
looked
you
at you
know-
both and I was like, no, you ain't never catch me
He's gonna jump, mate.
fucking next to that edge ever, bro.
And then
I'll
he-
be dead if you caught me there,
He was
bro.
off the edge and fucking on the wall
and I was
running around.
just looking at him like, what the
Well,
fuck?
my beef
Spider-Man.
is my beef.
My beef. My beef.
My beef is that this film seemed to be inherently, other than the bursting into song and the musical element,
Very normal. Then,
Grounded
then
in
you just
reality.
got Benny like
Yeah.
jumping up walls.
Yeah. And then
Why is
fucking
it-
halfway through the film, they turn into fucking superheroes.
why is it just that one musical number where it happens as well?
I think that the point of that is that it's like, well, when they're apart, they're just living the life when together. It's like a dream. It's like beyond words. Doesn't feel like it's
Because
real.
Nana,
Does that make sense?
yeah,
I feel like
Nana.
that's the sort of way.
Abuela.
a boiler had a boiler.
Abuela,
Abuela,
abuela.
abuela
A boiler.
had a
Just say Claudia.
Claudia had
Claudia.
had a
Claudia.
dream.
All right, Martin Luther
I have a
King.
dream
Martin
and
Luther
that the
Claudia.
In the Heights
That-
kids
that
and
was
the Bronx
out.
kids could hold hands.
It was out of the universe of the film. It was like in her head in this tunnel, and there was fucking all her ancestors.
That
and
scene,
it was pretty
Oscar
powerful.
worthy, Oscar worthy.
But then Benny,
You think so?
Yeah.
don't you start.
Best
Jesus
supporting actor.
Christ. This is it. It's over. I'm leaving. This is
Right. I don't know
I
how much is
fucking
being cut out.
swallowed
I just
wrong,
started having a
bro.
coughing fit. I had COVID 2 weeks ago. So now everyone thinks I got COVID, but I literally just had it 2 weeks ago. There's no way I have it now.
If
That's
I
great.
could speak
Great information that is.
to John M.
Chew.
Chu, I would ask him what was up with that scene. That's my only qualm with
You're
it.
just not a fan of that one.
And I just want to know what was the decision to break the physics of the film? That's what I want to know. Like,
Wait, mate, 55 million budget. You got to use it.
So you used it all in that one scene.
yeah, maybe.
Everything else was like $1 million. That was 54
It feels
million.
like there's a
Yeah.
story behind why that ended up like that. It seems odd.
You know what I mean?
They did- they did-
Can you imagine in The
walls.
Sound of Music if they were like, oh yeah, just on the 7th musical number, we'll give the main character lasers for eyes. And then it just won't happen again.
Oh my god.
For the rest.
Ever again. It's just like a meat point.
Not spoken about, yeah.
Right,
You know what? The actor in real life definitely would have had laser eyes. They have that much money, you could just install them in.
What, in The Sound of Music?
Yeah, if they did that, just give
You
them real
know-
life.
I think that's where
What makes
technology
me
was at back
laugh
then.
the most about that
Go on,
fucking
go
film.
on. I'm waiting.
The fact that
Benny was in the dispatch.
no, Carla is the same person from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Rosa. And she, in that fucking series, and I've watched it quite a lot, in that series is such a fucking badass. And then in this film, she's just like a ladies' lady. And
She's
just
Dominican,
dancing
Chilean,
around,
Rican. But she just says she's from
pedicures,
Queens.
hair and all that stuff. It makes me laugh because obviously I've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine first before I saw this, and I was like, wow, she really turns up. She really does.
Wow.
She's a
Martin
real
biting
nice
his
lady.
lip. Ooh,
what?
ooh, biting your lip. Ooh, she's a beautiful lady. Ooh. Oh.
She's a nice lady.
I did see a lot of criticism for this film, by the way.
Really?
Did you?
It's got good reviews as far as I've seen.
Not for the reasons
be
you guys
fair,
are saying.
I,
Oh, really?
I would be giving it a 4 out of 10, but
That's just straight from Martin.
2 out of
that's just
5.
me. What?
2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
It's nearly
That's
half marks from
painful.
Martin.
That's painful. That's low.
What? Why would you say 2 out of 5? I just said it. 4 out of 10.
That's the universal rating. It's
No,
like
it
5.
isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
I feel
Yeah, it
like
is,
it's
yeah,
like
it is, yeah.
7.3 for me if I had to.
You see? Not universal. Shut up.
All
But
right,
that's what I'd pick for that film.
Yeah.
I saw
7.3.
people.
But why would people?
So people were very mad because apparently in the Heights, and I couldn't comment on it because I've never been. It's predominantly Afro-Latina rather than like lighter skin Latina.
Yeah, the
So there was a lot of
Porter
people
vibe.
saying there wasn't much representation.
Of the actual Latino.
The Afro.
Oh yeah,
Afro-Latino fucking.
yeah. But from what I'm aware, the woman who played Nina is Afro-Latina, and obviously Benny is black.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
I don't think
if
it's
that is.
Well, he
if
didn't
that
say
is
anything in
enough.
Spanish, except for salud, which means cheers. So that a lot of people already know that.
Salud. Yeah, it's not something I could comment on, but I saw a lot of discourse about it on Twitter. A lot of very upset people,
That's interesting.
about it, which is a fair point. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. As you said, I've never
Yeah,
been to the Heights,
I've
and
never
I'm not
been.
a member of it, so I can't really comment on it. But I feel like it's quite a diverse area.
I
Must be
feel like
hard
it
to
would be.
represent the whole place.
So it's a place full of immigrants. It's a place that was initially very cheap, but it's getting more expensive to push people out.
So it's
Yeah.
got to be hard to get an accurate representation of that diversity on a film like that. There's only a certain amount of research you can do. But then at the same time, don't make such a culturally diverse film. John M. Chow.
Don't make it good.
Chew!
Right.
Chew!
Chew!
Dog
I didn't
chew!
say chow again.
Why'd you say chow?
I mean, that's only one letter of difference. It's not
what?
like,
Two,
it's not-
two.
It's not like I'm calling him
It's
Mark
two.
F. Pong or something.
No, but again, that's still like saying somebody's fucking name wrong. That's pretty
True.
much.
Let's call you
just
Jock.
like calling them out, be like, I don't like your name.
Let's go Jock.
Yeah. Like
I've
Jock.
had some
Morton.
great
Morton.
misspellings of Oland across my time.
Same.
How?
No,
I was
of
in-
Ireland.
I
How do you
was
spell
in
that wrong?
I was in a poetry book as a kid.
You don't work.
Um,
They fucking
and
changed it.
Oh my god.
Obviously, I put the line through the O.
Yes.
I'm proud of it. And they just thought I crossed it out.
Yeah, London.
Oh my god, they call you Lund.
Yeah, I was Jack Lund, print in a nice poetry book. My mum's got a copy still on the bookshelf. Jack Lund.
Jack London.
Yeah.
You'd literally never find that either if you were like, obviously you're a child, but
Yeah.
if you're an adult and you did that, they'd never be able to find you
No,
with
I've-
that name.
My dad gets it on his post sometimes. Yeah, I've seen every variation of Oland.
Jorn Lund.
They fuck
Oh my
Yawn
God.
up and they fuck Oland up. They just fuck the whole thing up sometimes. And
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
Yock Auckland or some shit like that. And you're like, right.
Oh my god.
Right, the fuck did you guys go to school?
Yeah.
Can
That's
you not
really
read
bad.
what
Like,
that
I used to
says?
get called the wrong name, but my
Mm.
name was never spelt wrong. I'd get called Lirielle or Lynelle.
That must be annoying. Lirielle.
I hate being called Lirielle.
That's
It's Lirielle or Bust.
That's not your name.
It's just not my
Lirielle,
name.
oh, what?
Bust. Like,
Boss.
call me Lirielle or just don't call me at all.
Or call her Lirielle or call her Bust.
Yeah, I was going bust. What?
That's what she was
Lirielle,
saying.
call me
Lirielle or
bust.
call when you're busting a nut.
I
Like,
thought
that's
you
it.
at first I thought you said boss. Like, is Lirielle a boss?
Yeah, it's
Like,
like, you
that's
know,
it.
like, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm-
Talisa's
I'm
got
the
that
boss.
tattoo, like the boss on her arm or whatever.
You know what I
That's
mean?
me.
The boss.
The boss.
The lady boss. Lirielle the boss.
Larry is the boss.
I am.
I used to get fucking the name that I have for my work papers is Duver Rage.
That's
What?
very funny.
Yeah, they've put an extra A into my fucking name, and like every time I call HR, I'm like, that is not my name. I don't want them to be like, oh, well, that says Martin Duverage.
Duverage.
You say Martin Duverage. That's a completely different name. I'm like,
I don't want to
yeah, that wasn't my fuck up, was it?
throw Brogan under the bus here, but all I'll say is
Do
go
right.
You.
go listen to the Easy Life song Silverado and look at the song credits on Spotify. That's all I'll say.
Wait, who's
Bastard.
credit?
What is
from?
that? What did they put?
Brogan wrote that song with them, and he's credited as Borgan.
Oh my god,
If you go onto Spotify,
Borgan.
yeah, if you go onto
Borgan
Spotify and
Finnegan.
click view credits, it comes up Borgan
How
Finnegan.
did they do that?
I don't know how that happened, but it's very funny.
Oh my god.
Oh well.
That's a little bit of trivia there for
Pain.
you. Speaking of the Leicester music scene, Lirielle, you are now a member of the Leicester music scene. You're singing, and well, you've always sung since I've known you, but you're like on some songs now.
I've got 2 features that
Two
are published.
features?
I've got
Don't be fucking
3.
shy.
I got 3, but there's 2 that are published, and there's one coming in October.
So let's talk. What was the first one that came out?
Okay, the first one that came
Your big
out.
debut.
Well, it was called "The End of What Couldn't Be" by V.RI, pronounced V.RI.
V.RI.
Yes, but that one, you know, it's one of his earlier works. He didn't like it as much, so he took it off, and he released his first album, and I'm on a song called "The End of What Couldn't Be."
The end of what couldn't be.
And my most recent feature is with my friend Mikey. He goes by Mikey Shorts. It's called "Sunrise,"
Sunrise by Mikey Shorts.
featuring Lirielle.
And what's made you want to kind of get on these tracks?
I've always liked singing. I used to put up like little 1-track takes
Yeah, yeah.
on YouTube, but then I was like, oh, I record them on my phone. They don't sound really good, so I like privated them all, apart
Yeah,
from
yeah.
like one.
But if you can get stuff to sound good like there, it's only
I
going to get better,
can,
you
but
know.
I can't produce and I
Yeah.
can't mix or master, so whatever I do, that's it. Someone else would have to do it for me, and it's like, I don't want to ask anyone to do that for free, and I'm also broke.
Oh, that's the...
So it's like the artist struggle, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
that
It's,
is the artist struggle.
I'd have to learn to do it on my own.
But that's really cool. We normally end proceedings here at It's Not That Deep with a song from the local Leicester scene. That's kind of something that we try
Still
to
haven't
do.
asked her closing thoughts.
We're not, because I'm going to do that. You maybe have
jumping.
I
faith.
thought we did that
Enjoy-
before the song.
I'm just...
You jump in the gun.
I'm mixing...
Yeah, jump in the
I'm
gun.
Diva
mixing
Rage.
things up,
Mix
you know? Be
a system.
you got to flow
I
like
need-
water, bro.
Yeah, we got a system.
Bruce
but we're
Lee.
like taking it out.
On the big magic carpet, out on the plains, we're trying it out.
Do it. Okay, cool.
I was gonna ask if we could play Mikey Shorts featuring Lirielle Sunrise,
You absolutely could.
and could you provide us with a file for that for the date that this could? Oh, fantastic!
I've got a mix and mastered version on my computer.
That would be 10 out of 10. And so there you have it, people. The end of this episode, you will hear Sunrise by Mikey Short
And Lirielle.
and Lirielle.
That's
Lirielle.
me.
And
Yeah,
Lirelle.
Diva Rage, yeah. Good one. Yeah, good
Yeah,
one.
Lirelle.
Yeah, good one.
Linnell.
Yeah, good one, Martin. Go electrocute yourself again,
So-
mate.
Yeah. Oh,
Before-
you're taking it in. Oh, is that what you're
these
saying?
before these two
Have a fist fight.
have a full-scale fist fight,
Sick of your shit.
Lirielle,
All right.
what are your closing thoughts on this experience and In the Heights as a film?
This experience. I got to watch Martin try and enjoy the film. Sounds fantastic. The film itself, I think the best scenes are 96,000 when they're at the pool or talking about winning the lottery.
I was going to mention that. That was the song that I thought Martin had liked.
Fantastic.
but I
So
li-
good.
Yeah.
I like the club scene. I
Mm.
like the blackout. And I really like Pashencha Ife,
Mm.
where Abuela...
Paciencia fair.
Yeah. Where Abuela
Abuela.
is recounting her childhood and where she is now. I think that's an amazing scene, very powerful.
Then she passes away.
Yeah, spoilers, guys.
What? We've given
This is a
them-
post-spoiler
Yeah.
show.
You know what I
Abuela
mean?
This is a-
fucking dies.
Yeah, and then she fucking died.
What I don't understand about that fucking scene, he was telling fucking children about it, and I'm like, bro, what?
No, they
They're
gotta
like
know.
fucking
They gotta know what.
5 or 7 years old.
They
and
gotta
they're
know.
like,
They gotta know what's up.
In the actual
Wow.
musical, they don't do it like that. Also, Nina's mum is just not dead, and she has a whole song, and the
Oh,
dad
wow.
has a whole song. But I think they had to try and cut it to make it not 3 hours
Always
long.
compromising.
She had a very good
Just-
His
song,
mom
Nina,
is not dead.
and she had a very good song.
It's just like Harry Potter all over again.
So it would have been like fucking 6 hours long if they had
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Although
Yeah,
There's
that's
also
a no
another.
for me.
There's a Benny and Nina song cut out after the blackout too.
in
really
the
good
Lion
one.
King musical, they added a song, and it was a song that they were gonna put in the film. And there's an Elton John version of it, I think. But it's when Scar is king of the Pride Land, and it's about him kind of. I guess it's like the sequel to Be Prepared. If Be Prepared is
Oh.
him in the shadows thinking about taking over, there's a song that's where he has taken over. But it was taken out of the kids' film because he kind of like comes on to Simba's mum,
Oh,
and there's like a kind
Bit
of
horny,
yeah, there's a
yeah.
bit of a sexual vibe going on. So it wasn't deemed
Horny
suitable for the
cartoon
Disney
animals.
film. But it's in the musical if you go see it, which is interesting.
Start smashing in the musical.
What did you think of this film, Martin? Go on, give us some final thoughts.
It's
Throw
gonna-
some
it's
words out into the
painful, It's gonna
ocean.
be painful.
Don't watch musicals.
That's crazy. I would never. I don't know. I don't know. I'd never say that.
That's why you didn't say it. I did.
Well, that's not why, but that's like, yeah.
Okay. It was a good film. I'm not gonna give it like.
Oh my god!
It wasn't the best.
But it's
It
good.
wasn't the worst.
Wow.
I've seen worst.
What about in terms of the films that we've watched? How did
Yeah.
it feel? As it's not.
That's
that
what I
deep?
mean.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
that I'm using them films as like
As
What's the worst you've watched here?
what of the films that we've watched.
Is it Eraserhead? I can just imagine
Probably.
Martin sitting there like,
But the
Probably.
thing
Like,
is, you
baby,
bring
that's
up
not my dick.
Eraserhead like.
I didn't bring it up now, did I?
No, but you bring it up often in a way where it's like you understand the film and you almost talk like you get it and you've amalgamated it into your head, like you reference it sometimes.
I
So
feel like-
it's like you liked it, it's there. You've got it and it
When do I reference it?
ah
I'm not saying like
so like on
specific.
Father's Day,
Yeah.
like when I posted the Eraserhead, it was like David Lynch's fucking
Yeah, because I sort of think your stature or like
my
your
hair
face.
looks like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
So,
gonna
like,
say
obviously
you
when
both
you-
look like Henry.
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll
I get it a lot.
yeah.
No, both
so
of
like
you.
I fucking when you posted that, I was like, I'm gonna comment on it. Do you know
But
what I
then we were talking to Liam on It's Such a Beautiful Day.
mean? Yeah.
I say everyone should watch that because Liam is also a legend.
Yeah, Liam Cook, shout out Liam. He'll be back.
Icon.
We were talking about The Fish Baby.
Yeah.
And so
Because-
my point is that for a film that you say you hate or whatever, or the worst film we've watched, it's given you a lot of nectar to move forward. through-
Because it's fucking, like I told you, it had an effect on my fucking sleeping pattern.
Yeah, I was going to say from his nightmares.
So obviously it's in my fucking brain. It's like I will never forget The Ring, and that was the first like proper scary film that I watched. And
Yeah,
I'm
you'll
never
never
gonna-
forget it.
Scary
I'll
movie.
never forget it.
You
The
think you'll
Ring
never
from
forget
Scary
it?
Nah.
Movie gave me nightmares.
It's just
I couldn't
gonna
even
die
handle
in
the
7 days.
I couldn't handle the real Ring, and it was Scary Movie 3. Yeah, that was
Scary Movie
enough.
got me.
That was enough for me. But I think it's nonsense. You don't know what the fuck. Don't be so confident that you're going to feel like you feel right now tomorrow. Basically, is the sentiment of what I'm trying to get across. You don't know how you're fucking going to feel next week. Like, I don't know what's going to happen when I leave this room. I have a pretty good, solid idea, and I'll put money on what I reckon's going to happen when I leave this room. But
Go home. Yeah.
feeling
Locking
and
up.
remembering are two completely different things.
what I'm saying is, don't think that you're always going to feel that same way about the Ring or whatever it may be.
I'm not gonna. No,
Shit's up for change
I'm. s- w-
and out
I'm
of your
not
control.
Gonna, I'm not saying that I'll feel the same way every time, but I'm always gonna remember that film. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's the first one that I saw.
But it might.
It will remind me, and then
Fucked 'em
whenever I
up.
watch any other film that I like scary, it always brings back to that one film because it scared me
Yeah.
the most.
So I understand that you'll remember the event, but how you perceive it and how the emotions attached to it may change over time. That's what you shouldn't be so rigid on, sort of thing. Like, I'm always going to feel this way about the Ring. I'm going to be in my deathbed and be like, fuck you, little girl. Like, it's fucking stupid. Like,
You know when
So
you
what-
said that
why
you
is it that
directed it at me, you went.
What do you think? What do you think? Like the Ring itself. What do you think? Like the emotion it's supposed to show. Like it's supposed to show. Like
well, I've not seen, like...
you should feel sorry for the little girl in the
yeah,
well.
of course. Yeah, no worries. I should feel sorry.
Yeah,
for her.
poor girl in the well. However,
Oh,
she's
great.
fucking killing everyone.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
fuck her.
that's fantastic.
I can spit a few thoughts on the Ring situation. I've not seen the Ring. I'm aware that the Ring is a remake of a Japanese film called
Yes.
Ringu, which apparently is a hell of a lot more scary than the American version of the
Yeah.
Ring.
So I am definitely watching that shit.
So
Mm.
what made the Ring not scary for me was seeing a picture of the actress in the full makeup behind in the set.
Just
and
chilling,
I
eating like
saw
a bagel or something.
Yeah, and that was when I was like,
Sipping a chucky milkshake.
I remember seeing the picture for the first time, and she had her arm around like a crew member, and she might have had a fag in her hand or something, and she
Oh,
was like
no way.
smiling. But it scared it still scared the fuck out of me when I first saw it. I was like, oh, there she is. Like I was like, no.
Who's that fucked up woman? on
But
the
then
set?
after a bit, like I just sat and I knew I'd seen that image, and I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like I'm letting this thing, like that's a woman. She's eating a sandwich, man. Like she's not this big bad boogeyman that I
You know
thought
what
she
used to
was.
get me
but
as a
like I feel
kid?
like fear is not something that you sort of like let go. Like even if it was like a fear of like you losing your child, you still like get to a point where like that fear that you had watching that film isn't like as much as losing a child or whatever.
All feelings are temporary, man.
But yeah, all feelings are temporary. Every single one.
When
But
I
like
was younger,
you can still remember them feelings whether you like go 10, 20, 50 years into
You
the
can.
future. Like but they're not going to change
We'll
how
see.
that make you feel that day. Do you know what I mean? Or the time you watched it.
But how you feel at the time might change about it. You can't change events that have happened, but you may change your perception on them, and that's what I'm trying to get across. And that will never change. That's a universal fact. What happened when you were younger?
I watched Doctor Who when I was younger.
Mummy.
Not even that one.
That one got me.
Not even that one. For me, it was a Cybermen. And I
Oh.
used to have like a box room and I had a cabin bed that was like perfect height for a Cyberman to be there looking at me when I opened my eyes.
With
So
the
I used
hair.
to always think a Cyberman was going to just kick my door down and be staring at me in the face and kill me all the time. When I was
The one that
like
got me the most
10.
was the fucking angels.
But that was the one
Don't
that
they,
like kept me awake at
move
night.
Closer to you.
If you blink,
If you
they'll
blink,
jump forward.
Yeah.
They can move like 50 fucking
but
miles per
what they do
point
is they
second.
touch you and then they send you back in time. They steal your time.
The
That's how they
Mummy,
survive.
the gas mask episode. It's a
Have you
two-part.
seen my mummy?
Yeah, it's a two-parter though. So it did terrify me, but only for a week. Because once I saw part 2,
He wasn't actually evil, was he?
No,
he just needed help.
well, I remember it was really climactic. There's a bit where like Doctor Who's in a field and all the kids are getting closer and they're all being like, "Mummy," and there's loads of them. And then something happens and they all just turn round.
Do you know what? If
And
I
I was
Doctor
like,
Who,
"Oh,
just get
it's
your,
over."
just get your sonic screwdriver and go, and you just fix every single situation.
Doctor Who has been going on for too long.
Yeah, honestly, David Tennant.
That's
you can't
my
get
final
any better than
thought.
David Tennant.
My final thought is that Doctor Who's been going on for far too long.
They done fucked up Doctor Who.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to It's Not That Deep, Bro. Lirielle, where can we find you out on the cyber web?
Benny's Dispatch, honestly.
I'm sure we'll find you at Benny's Dispatch. Nina wouldn't be too fucking happy with you, but we'll find you there.
In actuality, you can find me on Instagram under Lirielle.
How do you spell Lirielle?
Lirieelle.
You just got that straight up. There's no extra shit on it.
Yeah, easy, just straight up. It's all spelt normal, you know.
Wow. It's like me having Jack.
Yeah.
It's not like that. That's a bit more
Yeah.
common, but yeah.
Isn't-
So many more Jacks.
I think
than
Jack made Twitter, so someone on Twitter's called Jack, and I'm pretty sure he's the inventor.
I mean, that would just be bonkers, wouldn't it? But carry on.
You can find me on 2 songs on Spotify under Lirielle. You can find me on Twitter under Foamia, spelled Foam, IA, and also Twitch at Lirielle if you like to see me scream at horror games.
See,
Fuck you on horror games, man.
you're a renaissance lady. You've got lots going on.
Yeah, I got my finger in many pies, but I'm not an expert in any of them.
Just thank you so much for coming on, Lirielle. I appreciate you going through this ordeal.
I'd like
Yeah.
to come back next time for Camp Rock or
The
Never-ending
never-ending story. I think it's got to be, possibly have to be the never-ending story.
No.
He's in the fryer,
No.
mate. He's in the
Or,
fryer.
no.
or we're going to put you
No.
through our normal...
We can't just be like, every time you come in, you get a special film for yourself. Who are you? Who you think you are? Huh? Huh? You ain't no one special here. We'll treat you all the fucking same, all right?
Although the
Okay.
never-ending story, I think, is on our list because I've never actually seen it. And I
So
think,
whenever that comes up,
yeah.
we'll just call you and be like, look, you have to come down right now. Forget about what you're doing.
Yeah, a little
You're
yak
doing
come
this.
down to the studio right now.
That right now.
I'll bring my dog.
We're in debt to you, Lirielle. Thank you so much for coming on.
No worries.
You can find Martin. Tell him.
No.
Well, no.
No. We're changing it out.
You can find Martin in
See,
the garbage
Mum,
bin outside
the stubborn
Tesco.
mule that is Martin DeVerge is forcing me to remember the Instagram social media handles. We have the MIP Ltd on Instagram. MIPLTD.org is our website, and I'm Oland, and I make music, and you can find me on
It's good.
Apple Music, and Spotify, and all the places that one may do that. This has been It's Not That Deep, Bro, and playing us out is Lirielle. The song is called Sunrise, and the artist is called Lewis.
Mikey Shorts.
Lewis!
It's Lewis. Who's that?
Mikey
Lewis.
Shorts.
Mikey Short.
No, I'm just kidding. It is actually Lewis. It's by Lewis. It's by Lewis. Lewis.
Also known as Lewis.
Oh, Lewis.
I can't wait to Sally me. We've just done that
thank
to
you,
him.
Lewis, for that song. We
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it
you,
very
Lewis.
much. Lirielle, it's been a pleasure. Never a
Never come
fucking
back.
chore. Peace out, motherfuckers.
Waiting, I always seem to be waiting for some time with you in the dark again. Are we just friends?
Sorry, darling, I can't think twice. The sunrise never looks so good in your eyes. phrase these, mate. He's going nasty. He's whopping something serious, mate. Yeah, I know. I think he's gonna drop 30. Listen, I'll bail you in a bit, alright? Yeah. Let me just finish this. Alright, safe. See you in a bit. Meet me outside, say those local. We'll get something nice like a meal deal or fish fingers with tons of rice. Cause that's what you like, locked in my mind like a vice. Don't need to ask me twice. Out the front door, whipping in a 944, doing 194 on a Mickey Benz. To a place where no one cool ends, to a place with none of my friends, to a place where you might get tense. Play on retakes on Mirage till then.
Retakes? What the fuck is retakes? What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry, darling, I can't think twice. The sunrise never looked so good in your eyes. Look so good in your eyes. Sorry, darling, I can't think twice. The sunrise never looked so good in your eyes. Look so good in your eyes. Chilling on the PC, killing a couple links. Fear guessing still when the smartphone rings with a tone like he looked down to repent under the guise of a sin. Little did he know he let the full pull. Went for man or pink or came through the Wesley when the weight falls in. Little did he know that the girl on the phone wasn't the same one that his brain was reporting. Conflicting emotions arose from the train back home to the 01372. The comfort of the green was so comforting to me. Someone comfort laid the streets as I got comfy in the sheets. Unable to sleep, turn on the screen, resort to the things I did back in 15 when the world was a pipe dream.
Pipe dream? Oh man, I give up with you. What are you on about?
Sorry, darling, I can't think twice. The